everyone will tell you software engineering is all about the code, LeetCode, problem solving, system design, system architecture, all of these things. And the coding does matter, but corporate software engineering, it has a few different aspects. And here's the truth about what they don't tell you. Hi, I'm Nayab, and I've worked in corporate for 5 years, 2 of which I've been an engineer. I've worked my way up all the way from being in a call center to now being an engineer itself, and I've learned a lot of different things in corporate. Corporate life is a bit different to what you're taught in uni, if not completely different. A lot of corporate software engineering actually has collaboration, communication, prioritization as well, and learning to work with people, collaborating with others, and being accommodating, emotionally intelligent, and none of these things are really taught in uni. The reality is that for the most part of your day, you'll be writing code, but you'll be thinking more about writing the correct code. You have meetings starting at the start of the day. You'll have a stand-up, and in that stand-up you need to discuss what you're doing, how you're doing, and what the priorities are. Your product manager often tells you, like, this is the priority and you need to focus on this ticket. So even though you've been thinking about a certain ticket for a week, you'll be told last minute, like, this needs to be fixed up and this is what needs to be deployed quicker and worked on quicker. And so you need to drop off a project as well. No one tells you that you need to drop projects in the middle and pick up something else and deploy something here and there and jump on different projects. No one tells you when you're in uni that you have to have so many refinement sessions. Often the one piece of code you ship in uni is all that matters. But in corporate, it's a bit different. You need to communicate with people and collaborate with them as well. And you're not just working in one team, the 3 people that you were assigned as part of your assignment. You're actually working across teams as well. So you get to develop a lot of collaboration skills as well as an engineer, which I didn't have any when I was first starting out. And I had to develop these really rapidly because of the sheer amount of communication it took and the amount of teams I was jumping around in. I didn't start off in one team and keep growing with them actually. I started in 2 teams and I was working across both of these, the data engineering and the customers team. As soon as I got comfortable in those teams, I was jumped into the lenders team because the manager had asked for me to work for them. I do like working in the back end, but I did have to make that transition quickly and adapt a bit quicker as well. And so having the ability to collaborate and communicate as well and attend all these meetings, which is refining code, refining products, which the product manager will be doing, roadmap sessions, and to see the overall vision of the company as well. These are things which you don't get told about, and a lot of them have advantages, but a lot of them also come with trade-offs. Considering that you're jumping teams and moving on here and there and constantly in and out of meetings, one thing you learn is that you're going to grow fast and you'll learn quickly as well. You'll build quicker, you'll develop quicker, and you get to work with people who are really, really fun, and you just didn't expect it to come at all. Especially when I was in uni, I was just hoping like, oh, I'll just have a remote job, I'll work from a computer and it won't even matter at all. But it was completely the opposite. I actually want to go into the office and I want to work with these people that I'm with. And more often than not, I'll organize a meeting. I'll be the one to put the initiative in place that, oh, let's the whole team go into the office and learn together and collaborate in person. It just makes it so much funner for projects to reach completion. You also learn that you're actually solving business problems, not academic ones. And so things need to be adaptable. Your solutions need to be adaptable, and how you approach problems needs to be constantly adapted as well. Sometimes if you're working with statistics, you're going to have a more academic approach to it. But then if you're building a feature for the customers team to use or the lenders to use, you're going to have to change this and adapt the way you write the code as well. Not only to its business application, but also to the system that you're applying it to as well. Your coding strategy needs to change as well. And you learn to adapt and be more flexible in what you're doing. You also learn that because you're flexible, you figure out that good enough is better than perfection. And I cannot bang on about this enough because good enough is what I've learned to ship out. And as someone who wants to get the top grades and always is studying to get the highest in my assignments as well at uni, when I realized that actually perfection won't get you anywhere in your job, that was a hard hit, and I didn't realize it would take such a toll on me either. But now I feel more freed because I can just ship out something that's good enough, get feedback, reiterate it, and actually just put it out and have something that's attributed to me and I can keep improving and iterating on. Having the ability to get over that perfectionism is something that you learn in corporate world, and you don't really learn this when you're in uni because you're expected to deliver perfectionism there where you're marked against a mark scheme. But there's no mark scheme in corporate. You're flexible to do things however you want and how you deem best. If you think it's the best and you can communicate why you think it's the best, that's what gets you forward. And communication is often more important than the code you're writing, and that's something which is very distinct in corporate. I wish unis elaborated on this more, how important it is and how vital it is to actually have good communication skills, not just with technical people, but non-technical people. You'll be working with business analysts, product managers, and all sorts of other people, business designers, website designers who don't know the technical aspects of things, and you need to be able to communicate and decompose what you're doing into simpler terms and understandable terms for those people. And this communication, once you've really built it, it provides value behind the code that you're writing as well. No one cares if you've written 300-line code. What actually matters is how that's being used in the business, how that's going to help the business progress and move towards what vision they have for the future. And learning to actually align my code and what I'm shipping out with this grand vision for the business that they have, or for my team, and to streamline the process a bit more, was a humbling experience. But now that I'm getting better at it and I'm learning to ask why I'm doing certain things, why am I spending half a day on improving code bases and doing things like that, it makes you more reflective and self-aware as well. It makes you aware of how you go into rabbit holes and how you need to stop, because you're actually there to make progress, and progress will be perfectionism. And so having good communication skills helps you be accountable to those things and helps you come across clearly to the people you're working with as well. You also need to learn to communicate in times of crisis. 3 times in the past 6 months, I have shipped out a product which has broken down production, and it is my fault. I should have been more careful and wrote more thorough tests. But the world didn't end because I was able to calmly solve the problem, just roll it back to the previous version while I fixed my code. This is such a valuable skill because I'm someone who used to panic really quickly as soon as something broke, but having broken production 3 times, I think I've become quite resilient to the stress that comes with that now. I think it's not such a big deal because we're not working in the ER. It is just a job at the end of the day, and you're a software engineer, but you learn how to be calm, and you can apply this to other aspects in your life as well. In terms of the technical skills that you bring from uni to corporate, I think the best ones to be aware of are debugging. Learn how to debug really, really well, and that's something that does apply from uni to corporate as well, but I don't think you do it in uni as often as I'd like to have. Knowing system architecture and how things are laid out and how they're structured. I know more unis are introducing modules where it's doing full stack, and that's really helpful because you actually get to debug the system end to end. But I wish they'd incorporate more of that, and I wish I'd done more short products which were shipped quicker, or packages that were shipped quicker, and I had the ability to debug it quicker and iterate those quicker. I think that would have really helped to actually apply it in real life as well. Learning version control, testing basics, and system design, these 3 things as well, in addition to the previous ones, really help accelerate you in terms of corporate life as well. And these are some things which I focused on in my first 3 months of being an engineer, and I think you do have more scope to do it because the systems are larger in corporate. You don't have much code bases when you're in uni except for your own. I know I had 70 projects worth, but it was hard to debug it because I wrote it. There were no errors in it. It just worked how I wanted it to. So what am I debugging? What am I testing? And I didn't understand the value of testing that I do now. Now I try to implement test-driven development, which helps cover all aspects. Like, you need a test case for this, you need a test case for that. It just helps you work backwards, and once you've mastered test-driven development, I think your code just becomes 10 times better. Not everyone wants to work in corporate as soon as they leave, but I think corporate is one of those places where you have so much capacity to learn and so much scope for it as well, because it's just a place which is constantly growing and developing with you, and it is definitely worth it. Just to cover some of the advantages that we spoke about, you learn how to think long term. Not everyone wants to work in corporate as soon as they leave uni, but I think it has so much scope to teach you and to learn some things new. It teaches you how to think long term. It teaches you how to work with different people and different personalities as well. It teaches you how to solve problems and how to act in the face of crisis, or not really a crisis, but in terms of problems. And it really builds these soft skills as well, which you didn't realize you needed, as well as growing you technically as well. I think working in corporate, they invest a lot into you and your growth, and if you're reflective on what growth you're having, then you can accelerate your progress throughout. Although corporate is not for everyone, I'd really hope that everyone gets to experience some portion of corporate at some point in their journey, because it's such a meaningful growth, and especially when you fix a bug that you're shipping out, it just really is that aha moment, and you get so much positive feedback and that dopamine releasing in your brain, obviously, and that's what we're all after anyway. But in corporate, it's not just about writing code, and that's what I love the most as well. It's about the people, it's about the processes and the systems you're building. I personally really love the business side of things. I love knowing how systems are being implemented on the business side, which I guess comes under system architecture and system design. And even though I'm a software engineer, I really enjoyed that aspect of talking to business people and learning from them, and that collaboration makes it all the more meaningful. And working in corporate has given me that path to gaining that meaning behind my engineering, where at some point when I was falling out of love with engineering, that just brought it back when I was working with people who were using my systems. And trust me, having a career and not just a role as a coder or an engineer is way more interesting than just being behind a screen and writing it. So what do you think? What's your best advice if you're working in corporate, and what have you learned from it as well? And if you're not working in corporate, what aspects of your job do you enjoy? I think I'd love to hear different perspectives on it. And so drop it down below and let's talk about each side, the positives and the negatives. There's no job that comes without downsides. Corporate has its own. And if you're interested in me making another video talking about the downsides of working in corporate, comment down below.